UFC Fight Night London, Edwards versus Brady just finished up. I'm currently losing my voice for shouting at Edwards for the past 40 minutes for pulling off one of the most pathetic displays I've ever seen in the main card of a fight night. He got dominated 4 rounds to 0, but we'll get onto that at the end of the video. I made a prediction video for this card a few days ago. We're just going to recap all my predictions and recap the fights and what happened during the fights because there was a lot of bad decisions on this card and just the fights were kind of mid, if we're going to be honest. So we're going to start off with the prelim opener of Garam Kutaletsky versus Caio Fernandez. I said Kutaletsky will get the win. So did many other people because he's a 4-1 favorite. Fernandez just got the win. Kutaletsky looked gun shy. Obviously, he was training with Topuria. He had both Topuria brothers and Hamzat Chimaev in his corner. He was like moving like Topuria, but he wasn't throwing. Right, you know what I mean? Didn't shoot takedowns. When he did shoot takedowns, so just got stuffed. Fernandez chewed up his leg, put him down twice with leg kicks via like actual pain. So very good performance from Fernandez. Terrible performance from Kutaletsky. But he is quite tough. He did get the shit kicked out of him. Pardon my French, but yeah, so great performance from Fernandez. He didn't have anyone in mind that he was going to call out, so that's terrible promotion for himself. But we'll move on. We'll move on. Terrible start to the card. Then we start off with an even worse start to the card. I thought Fletcher won this one. I picked him to win. I thought he got this one done, especially at the end where he hit a beautiful spinning elbow in the third round. But it was a very good fight from Logran. Logran, that's nice. Lochan. I feel like he did very good in round one. I believe he won round one. Fletcher won round two. Stayed on his back, hung on his back for pretty much the entire round. Got some brilliant ground and pound in on like a standing back position. He was like piggybacking him. Very good from Fletcher during round two. Round three, very, very close. I thought Fletcher got the better of him, especially when he hit a beautiful spinning elbow. I know I've already said that. At the end of round three, which should have given him the round, but I guess not. I guess Logran did better during that, just personal preference. This was the first robbery on the card, really. So terrible decision in my eyes, but obviously I'm going to be a little bit biased because I picked Fletcher to win. But we're now 0-2 on the card, so that's back-to-back fight cards where we've gone 0-2 in the first two fights, which is great. Next up, we have Sean O'Bannon versus Puja Tomar. I picked Bannon to win by decision because but women's MMA has been cooking recently, honestly, because some of the fights we've been getting are actually quite good. I missed the first like 3 minutes because my food arrived, and I thought, okay, right, if there's any fight I'm going to skip, it's going to be this one. It's an early prelim fight between two pretty much bottom of the barrel fighters. But so I got my food, whatever. I came back, missed the first 4 minutes of the first round. I came back in a scrap, and I thought, what have I missed? But it was and then we go into round two, and Tomar hits a beautiful head kick right on the button and almost puts Bannon out. I think it's the end of first round now. No, it wasn't. No, it was the second round. And then Bannon somehow managed to get a submission from that area, what was it? Yeah, from like getting head kicked off bottom position. I believe it was an armbar. Tomar did actually end up rolling herself into an armbar, which is a little bit low IQ moment, but it was a good win, good submission from Bannon. Yeah. So I mean, I guess I'll count it as a correct prediction, but I mean, it was ropes. It was ropes. Moving on, we got Christopher Leroy Duncan beating Andrei Polovsky. We'll call him Andre. Dr. Dre. No, we'll call him Andre. I had Christopher Leroy Duncan CLD beating Andre by round one KO. I thought he would chin him. He just has a lot of power. There was a lot of fence holding in this fight. There was about 7 to 8 minutes in a 15-minute fight. Which really, and it's not like it was 7-8 minutes where it was like 2 sets of 4 minutes. It was a solid. That's mental to think of as well. It was like constantly messing up the momentum of the fight. They would like get striking a little bit, and then it's, oh no, we're against cage. You know what I mean? So it was quite annoying. But CLD did get the decision. I got the prediction right. It's not bad, but we're currently 2-2 on picks. This one really annoyed me. Mick Parkin versus Marcin Tybura. I said Mick Parkin will get it done by a round one KO. I don't know why I was so positive on Parkin getting the KO, but I was. I thought Mick Parkin won this fight. They gave the decision to Marcin Tybura. Say what you want. I think Parkin should have won. And even if it was really close, they usually give it to the up and comer, or they don't give it to the veteran. But they gave it to Marcin Tybura here. I thought Parkin won. Guess not. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Really, loses his O. Yeah, and I also lose another prediction, so that's unfortunate for me. Yeah, not really much to say on this. I mean, Parkin looked all right. He did look very sloppy with striking, especially in the third round, though. If I was to pick apart his performance, third round against both March and Tybora looked like he'd been there before. Mick Parkin was just his striking was awful going into that third round. He looked very poor. So we can call it a fraud check. I think it is probably a fraud check. But yeah, say we won. Next up, we had Lona Kavanagh versus Felipe Dos Anjos. I said Kavanagh would get it done by decision. He got it done by decision. Very good performance. It's very similar. I would call it almost identical. I need to stop using the word very. Identical to his performance in Macau, China, where he had made his debut. It's a very close fight. Could have gone either way. Outstruck on the feet. No, he didn't get outstruck on the feet, but it was a very close fight. He also had blood pouring down his head as well because of a scalp cut. He had hairline cut, which is they don't really do anything. It's not like a fight stopper. It's just kind of there to make you bleed. So um, Desanios actually did pretty well, but 5'7" for flyweight, that's insane. The fact that the flyweight division has been getting if you're 5'4" at flyweight, you're undersized. You know what I mean? The smallest weight class in the UFC. Mental. But a good performance from how have I not? I've just said his name before and I've already forgotten to say it. Lona Kavanagh, there we go. And it says first name, otherwise it doesn't work. Very good performance from him. Definitely should get an upgrade and jump up in the ranking. Not in the rankings, but jump up in overall quality of opponent. I think he does get fraud checked though by someone like Charles Johnson, if I'm going to be honest. Moving on, we got Jai Herbert versus Chris Padella. I said Padella would get it done, round 2 KO. This fight was very boring. The first 2 rounds especially. Awful. First round, not really much happened. Second round, not really much. I think second round, they both had single-digit significant strikes. That's not a good sign, realistically speaking. Awful. Padella won the decision. I thought it was very close. I thought Jai Herbert could have edged it, but I mean, maybe I'm just biased, but I thought Padella won it. But Jai Herbert could have got the win in a different world. So the judging tonight was very just randomized. But I think Padella definitely did get the win. That's got nothing to do with the fact that I picked him to win. Anyway, next up, Nathaniel Wood versus Morgan Scheide. I picked Wood to win. I don't know. I completely forgot the reason why I picked Wood to win. Oh, no, I'm pretty sure I just picked him because he's British, if I'm going to be honest. But he did get the win. He schooled him 3-0. That's my boy Nathaniel Wood doing it for the Brits back home. Pretty much the only Brit to win this card, except for Kavanagh, but he's part Chinese, so it's kind of he's not. I'm not. As you know, I'm not going to question that. But the next British fighter on the card, Vucenic or Vuch. How have I already got this? The pandemic Vucenic. Vucenic. I'm Vucenic. I listen. It's 12 a.m. I'm very tired. Vucenic did a terror. I said he would catch Duncan in a guillotine. That was my prediction. Round 2 submission. Duncan caught him in a guillotine as he tried to jump in for a takedown. I said Duncan would I said Duncan would shoot a takedown and get submitted by a guillotine from Vucenic. Vucenic shot a takedown and got submitted via guillotine from Duncan. That's the complete opposite of what I said happened, which is just happens, I guess. Unfortunate, but do what you want to do. Low IQ. So many low IQ moments on this card. But I guess good win for Duncan. Scottish came beat us in our own yard. Yeah, Frida. Awful card. I'm still salty about some of the things in this card. Next up, Molly McCann. She's retired now. I mean, I saw Paddy crying. I wouldn't cry personally, but I see why you would cry. You get what I mean? Men need to start crying, lad. No, that's a distasteful joke. I said Thorina. Yeah, we're going to call her Thorina. Would win by decision. Little did I know WMMA was also going to cook on this card as well. Round 1 submission. What was the submission? It was a rear naked choke. Yeah, I'm just trying to think back to I'm trying to get myself in the Zen mode back to, I don't know what I'm talking about. But it was a rear naked choke. Pretty good performance. I mean, great to make your debut with a rear naked choke of Imran McCann. Retired in this fight. Say what you want. I don't really know. I also don't really care either because it's an unranked strawweight. Is it straw? Yeah, unranked strawweight fight on the main caliber. Well, it's not even a pay per view. It's a flat. That makes sense to me. I can't even be mad at this. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I don't really know who you give it next. Probably another bottom of the barrel female strawweight fighter. So, moving on. Gunnar Nelson versus Kevin Holland. I picked Nelson to win this, mainly because Kevin Holland waited 45 to 70 days before his next fight. And he usually gets submitted on the ground. But I mean, Kevin Holland's just a different beast at 170, I guess, and Nelson couldn't really do anything to him. He did have a locked-in triangle choke in round 3, which I thought surely he gets Holland here, surely. But no, great defense from Holland, great submission defense, and he wins unanimous decision. He dropped to Gunnar Nelson in round 1, end of round 1, almost put him out. A little bit longer, he would have put him out. Yeah, so amazing performance from Kevin Holland. He looks like he's back. As long as he stays at 170, I think he might be able to go on a run. If he moves up to 185, he's going to get ragdolled. It's just going to happen, and I don't think the UFC want to pay him like 300K to fraud check someone. You know what I mean? So good win for Kevin Holland. If he stays at 170, he can go on a run. Moving on, Jan Blachowicz versus Carlos Ulberg. Another terrible decision on the card. This is, I mean, I thought Ulberg was winning going into it. I've rewatched the fight. I think Jan Blachowicz should have taken the fight, if I'm going to be honest. I looked at the third round and go, okay, the judges are probably going to score this in favor of Ulberg just because he's a little bit more active in the second and third. But Jan Blachowicz, the damage he did to the front leg of Ulberg was very, very good. So I can see why you would give it to Ulberg. I said round 2 KO for Ulberg. I don't know why it says round 2 Ulberg on my screen, but it does. I said round 2 KO for Ulberg. He gets it done by decision. Jan Blachowicz has still got it, man. But that's back-to-back close fights against good contenders. So it's not like he's washed, or like someone else in this card. But good performance from Jan Blachowicz. Hopefully he sticks around for a little bit longer. He can probably get a win against someone like Rakic, Who else is there in the light heavyweight division? UFC rankings. Who else can get a win against in the rankings? Light heavyweight is probably going to be ranked 4th or 5th. Loser Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree. Krylov. Winner of Mersakanov versus Walker. Probably Dominic Reyes as well in a rematch. Lots of people he can fight, get a few wins back. He can go on a run if he wants to. He's still got it. Very good performance from both guys. I thought Ulberg initially, clutched it up, but I think Jan Blachowicz should have probably won that, if we're being honest. Moving on to the main event. This was complete domination. Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady. Domination from Sean Brady. Round 1, we go in. I mean, I've already made a recap on this on my channel, so you can watch that. It'll be, it's not going to be linked in the description what we're talking about. Anyway, Leon goes in. He does his stuff. He gets taken down straight away. Like 30 seconds in, Brady's pushing the pace, by the way. And no, he didn't get taken down. What am I talking about? Round 1, Brady pushes the pace. He's piecing up Leon a little bit. Lands a takedown at the end of the round. Close round, but Brady clear. It's a clear Brady round. You get what I mean? We go into round 2. Brady gets the takedown immediately. Leon is not switched on at all. Holds Leon down for the entire round. Beats him up on the floor. Leon gets 0 significant strikes. Probably a 10-8, if we're being real. Go into round 3. Leon's doing good. Lands an uppercut. Lands a couple elbows on the break. Lands some good kicks. Stuffing Brady's takedowns. He then shoots a takedown. Like an absolute mug. I don't know why you shoot a takedown in the situation. And then Brady still stuffs the takedown and then just beats him up on the floor for another 4.5 minutes. Like no IQ at all from Leon. We then go into round 4 and Brady gets the takedown immediately. What can you say? Like with 40 seconds in, Brady gets a takedown. He has plenty of time to work. He works himself into a guillotine. Guillotine from top mount position. it was very good transitions from Brady in this fight. He looked amazing. I don't want to see him fight Bilal in a rematch if Bilal beats JDM. I also don't want to see him fight JDM in a rematch if he, but did he fight JDM? I swear he fought JDM. If I'm getting this wrong, I look like such an idiot. Brady. Sean Brady, right? Has he fought? If he hasn't fought JDM, I'm gonna look like I'm. No, he hasn't fought JDM because he's 18-1, isn't he? Yeah, he hasn't fought JDM. What the fuck am I talking about? Right, never mind. I would love to see him fight JDM when he inevitably beats Bilal Muhammad. So maybe do Brady versus Buckley. That's a very fun fight, especially bro. Brady looks so good during this fight. Anyway, in terms of the card prediction, we finished with a 54% prediction rate for this card. I'm supposed to put the brackets next to it. I forgot to do it. We finished with a 8-7 or 8-7. Was it 8-7? Yeah, it's 8-7. No, it's not. It's 7-6. What am I talking about? We're on a prediction rate of 63% going out of it, which is kind of like we started with a 63%. We're finishing with a 63%. We are like maintaining. We're going band for band at the moment, and I don't like that. So next prediction card, I believe, is it's Moreno versus Thingy, isn't it? Moreno versus Usyk. Okay, never mind. I said we're going to do much better. Hopefully, we do much better. We do much better on the next card to the point where we can increase this from like a 63% to a nice solid 65. That's my aim for the next card. And we want a 60% at least prediction rate on the next card. So hopefully we get that. But let me know what you think of my picks. Let me know what you thought of the fights because it was kind of a mid card, if we're being honest, in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.